It was a rainy night on the Enugu, Onitsha Expressway. Police lights flashed red and blue in the darkness. Officers stood around an old white bus that had been abandoned by the roadside. Inside, they found a woman's slipper covered in mud. It belonged to Nnenna. She had boarded that bus the night before, but she never reached home. Her family waited all night. Her phone rang and rang, but no one answered. The news reporters whispered among themselves. She entered the bus around 8:45 p.m., one said. No one has seen her since. Then, under the back seat, an officer found something strange. It was Nnenna's phone, and it was still recording. If you're watching this video, please like, subscribe to the channel, and tell me in the comments where you're watching my folktale story from. I want to know how far it has traveled. 1 week before that terrible night, Nnenna was living her normal life. She was 27 years old and owned a small clothing shop in Nsukka. People loved her because she was kind and honest. But Nnenna had one problem. She did not like when powerful people did wrong things. In the market where she sold her clothes, there was a man named Mr. Eziobi. He was a government official. Every week, he would collect money from traders. He called it a fee, but everyone knew it was a bribe. If you didn't pay, your shop could be closed. One day, Nnenna stood up to him. "This is not right," she said loudly in front of everyone. Mr. Eziobi's face turned red with anger. After that day, things changed. Mr. Eziobi did not forget what Nnenna did. He would pass by her shop and stare at her with cold eyes. One evening, Nnenna's mother came to visit her. She held Nnenna's hands tightly and said, "My daughter, please be careful. In this country, speaking the truth can make you disappear." Nnenna laughed softly. "Mama, I will be fine. God protects those who do right." But deep inside, she felt a little afraid. That same week, she needed to travel to Enugu city to buy more clothes for her shop. Her friend Ifeoma begged her, "Please don't go at night. Wait until morning." But Nnenna shook her head. "I have bills to pay. I cannot wait." On the day of her trip, Nnenna finished her business in Enugu by evening. The sky was getting dark. She stood at the motor park looking for a bus going to Nsukka. Rain began to fall. Most of the buses had already left. Then, a white minibus pulled up beside her. The driver leaned out and smiled. "Nsukka?" he asked. "Yes," Nnenna said. "How much?" "Same price." "Come inside." Nnenna climbed in. Inside were 4 men and 1 woman. The woman sat quietly near the window. She did not look at anyone. The men wore serious faces. Nnenna felt something strange in her chest, like a warning. But the rain was heavy, and she was tired. The bus door closed. Thunder rolled across the sky. The bus started moving. Nnenna tried to relax, but she couldn't. The inside of the bus was too quiet. No one talked. No one laughed. Even the radio was off. She looked at the woman sitting near the window. The woman's hands were shaking. Nnenna wanted to ask if she was okay, but something stopped her. After a while, they reached the first police checkpoint. Nnenna thought the officers would check the bus like they always did. But instead, the driver just slowed down. He rolled down his window and passed something to the officer. It looked like money folded inside a piece of paper. The officer waved them through without asking any questions. Nnenna's heart beat faster. Something was very wrong. The bus was supposed to turn toward Nsukka, but it didn't. Instead, the driver took a narrow road that led into the bush. Nnenna sat up straight. "Excuse me, driver," she said. "This is not the right road." The driver looked at her in the mirror and smiled. "Don't worry. It's a shortcut." But Nnenna knew there was no shortcut. She looked at her phone. There was no signal. Her hands began to shake. She looked at the other passengers, hoping someone would speak. But they all stayed silent. Then, the quiet woman leaned close to her and whispered very softly, "Don't speak. Just pray." Nnenna's heart dropped into her stomach. The bus kept moving deeper into the darkness. The headlights were the only light they could see. After what felt like forever, the bus stopped. They were in an old quarry site, a place where people used to dig stones. Now it was empty and dark. The men inside the bus suddenly moved. They grabbed Nnenna by her arms and dragged her out. She screamed and tried to fight, but they were too strong. "Let me go," she cried. "What do you want from me?" One of the men pulled out a phone and called someone. "We have her," he said. "The market woman who talks too much." Then Nnenna heard a voice on the other end. It was Mr. Eziobi. Her blood went cold. This was not a random kidnapping. This was revenge. She had been set up. They pushed Nnenna into a small wooden shack. Inside, there were two other people tied up with ropes. They looked tired and scared. The men tied Nnenna's hands too. Then they left and locked the door. Nnenna sat in the darkness, breathing hard. She could hear the men outside talking and laughing. One of them said, "The boss will pay us well for this one." Another one said, "The police won't come. They're already paid off." Nnenna felt tears running down her face. But she refused to give up. She looked around the room, searching for anything that could help her escape. Then, the door opened. A young man walked in carrying a plate of food. He looked nervous. When Nnenna saw his face, she gasped. She knew him. "Keen," Nnenna whispered. The young man froze. His hands shook as he placed the food on the floor. Years ago, when Keen was just a boy living on the streets, Nnenna had given him food and money. She had helped him when no one else would. Now, here he was, working with the men who kidnapped her. "You remember me," he said quietly, not looking at her. "How could you do this, Keen?" Nnenna asked, her voice breaking. Keen's eyes filled with tears. "I'm sorry, Sister Nnenna. I had no choice. They said they would kill me if I didn't help them." Nnenna shook her head. "There is always a choice." Keen stood there for a long moment. Then he walked out without saying another word. Meanwhile, back in Succa, Nnenna's mother went to the police station. She was crying and begging the officers to help find her daughter. "Please, my daughter is missing. She was supposed to come home last night." The officers looked at each other and shrugged. One of them said, "Madam, she probably ran away with a man. Young girls do that these days." Nnenna's mother shook her head. "No, my daughter is not like that. Please, you have to search for her." But the officers did nothing. As she sat waiting, she saw one of the officers counting money. He was smiling and talking on the phone. She heard him say, "Don't worry, sir. We won't investigate." Nnenna's mother felt her heart break. Even the police were part of the evil. That night, Keen couldn't sleep. He kept thinking about Nnenna and how she had helped him years ago. While the other men were drinking and laughing outside, he crept back into the shack. "Sister Nnenna," he whispered, "I'm going to help you." He pulled out her phone from his pocket. "I found this in the bus. Hide it in your scarf and record everything. Their faces, their voices, everything." Nnenna's eyes widened. "Thank you, Keen. God will bless you." She quickly hid the phone and started recording. She filmed the men's faces through a crack in the wall. She recorded their voices talking about ransom money and police bribes. But then, one of the men walked past and saw the light from the phone. "What is that?" he shouted. "She has a phone." Chaos broke out. The men rushed toward the shack, shouting and angry. Keen grabbed Nnenna's hand. "Run! Now!" He untied her ropes and pushed open the back wall of the shack, which was old and weak. Nnenna and one other victim ran into the forest. Behind them, they heard gunshots. Keen knocked over a lamp, and the shack caught fire. Flames rose into the night sky. Nnenna ran barefoot through the mud and thorns. Her feet were bleeding, but she didn't stop. She could hear the men chasing them, shouting her name. Finally, she reached a small road. A motorcycle taxi was passing by. "Please help us," she screamed. The rider stopped, shocked by her appearance. He helped them on his bike and rode away as fast as he could. The motorcycle man took them to a roadside bar with internet. Nnenna's hands shook as she logged into her social media account. She uploaded the video she had recorded. She typed, "This is what happened to me. These are the faces of the men who kidnap innocent people. The police are paid to stay silent. Please share this. Help me get justice." Then she collapsed. Within 2 hours, the video went viral. Thousands of people shared it. News stations picked it up. Hashtags began trending. Hashtag Justice for Nnenna and hashtag Stop the Bribes. People were angry. They demanded answers. The police headquarters could no longer ignore it. Meanwhile, Mr. Eziobi heard about the video. He panicked. "Find her and finish the job before morning," he ordered his men. But it was too late. By sunrise, police from the capital city arrived. They were not the corrupt local officers. These ones were serious. They raided the quarry site and arrested all the kidnappers. Keen, who had helped Nnenna escape, turned himself in. He told them everything. He gave them names, locations, and bank account numbers. Within days, Mr. Eziobi tried to run away. He shaved his beard and dressed like a poor bus driver, hoping no one would recognize him. But at the border checkpoint, an officer who had seen the viral video recognized his voice. "You are under arrest," the officer said. Mr. Eziobi fell to his knees. The powerful man who once threatened everyone was now powerless. News cameras captured everything. The whole country watched as he was taken away in handcuffs. Months later, Nnenna stood at the same motor park where a nightmare began. But now, things were different. Every bus was registered. Drivers had to show their ID cards. Passengers checked each other and asked questions before entering vehicles. Nnenna had started a campaign to make public transport safer. Other traders joined her. Even the government had to listen because the people were watching. One day, Nnenna visited Keen in prison. He was crying. "I'm so sorry for what I did to you." Nnenna touched the glass between them. "You chose right in the end, Keen. That's what matters." She turned to the camera recording her interview and said, "Before you enter any vehicle at night, ask yourself, where's this ride really taking me? Don't trust silence. Evil travels softly, but so does courage." The end. The story you have just heard is a beautiful African tale inspired by the dangers many face on our roads today. I'm telling you to wake your minds to the truth that not every ride that stops for you is meant to take you home safely. Some roads lead to danger, and some smiles hide evil intentions. If you were Nnenna, what would you have done differently? Would you have entered that bus? Would you have stood up to Mr. Eziobi in the first place? I want to know your opinion because every story is like a candle that can light the path for someone else. Remember, courage is not just about speaking the truth. It's about surviving it and making sure others don't fall the same way. God bless you, and may courage guide your hands. Meanwhile, on the final screen, I am leaving you with one of the channel's most beloved folktales. I'm sure you'll love it. Thank you for staying with me until this moment.